Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight for Seek and You Will Find. So what tonight is you can ask me a question and I'll answer it in the form of a healing for you. And then I'll try to find something in your question that can be applied to everybody on the call so that by the end of the night, you will have had multiple healings based on what all the questions are that are asked tonight. So I wanted to start off with a healing of my own choice, and I'm going to set the energy for the evening with a prayer first. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okay, my choice for a healing tonight for everybody is I'm going to ground and take out electricity out of your body. And the way that I'm going to do that is work off of a composite of everybody in the sanctuary, which allows me to find what are called matching pictures. And matching pictures allow me to clear a lot of people's energy all at once. So I'm going to go ahead and get started looking for electricity in the body. The head and the crown chakra are the first places where it's really pulsating. Then the electricity in the body, I'm grounding it, but what I notice is that it's kind of worn down the body. So there's there's like this level of being worn down by electricity constantly being in the body. I'm going to see if I can give that a healing. And it looks to me like the spine absorbs a lot of the electricity. I mean, we have electricity from so many things, lights, computers, telephones. We're just constantly exposed to electricity now. And it looks to me like the thyroid gland is rather vulnerable to electricity. There's a tension in the body that's coming out because that tension is how the body handles the foreign vibration of electricity in its space. So I'm showing you where the tension is so that can be released. Okay. All right. Good job. I'm going to fill you in with gold. And I'm also going to bring your crown chakras up to gold now that we got the electricity out of them. So if you feel something on top of your head, that's me spinning your crown chakra. Okay. All right. on to the first healing. Now, I have a couple that came in on the phone, so I'm going to start there. I have a question. I feel like there is some desperation for attention and love that's been popping up and really gets out of control when a love interest comes forward. Can you take a look at that, please? Perhaps it connects to wanting love after my mom died. Yes, I'd be happy to take a look at that. There are two things going on. There's a very deep wound over your mother passing, and that holds a lot of pain for you. That shows up, as well as, what do you call this? Like an amount, I'm going blank, of judgment in your space. This judgment is from a past relationship, and it's judgment that causes you to question your self-worth. So when somebody new comes into the picture, what I'm seeing is that all of this judgment gets lit up and you really start questioning your self-worth. And so then finding out whether that person likes you or not becomes very, very important, because you're trying to manage so much judgment in your space against you. So it's a pool. There's the word I was looking for. It's a pool of judgment. It's kind of like the color of this, only more like a red clay. And I'm going to help you ground that. I'm also helping you ground the pain picture having to do with your mom. That's a core picture. What that means is that picture affects every level of you, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And core pain pictures have to be cleared by the person who has the picture. That's not something I can clear for you, but it is something that you can whittle down energetically by using your tools and creating and destroying roses and postulating that you're putting that pain picture in a rose and blowing it up. And that's how you take the charge off of it to clear it. I guess it's also abuse is what I'm clearing from your space. Quite a lot of abuse from past relationship. Okay. You did a very good job releasing that energy of abuse. And what I'm doing now is I'm just going to have Supreme Being finish off the healing by grounding you and cleaning off that communication line to Supreme Being. Okay. I'm going to fill you in with a gold sun. And good job. That was a load. And for everybody else, I'm going to I'm going to focus on the desperation for attention in the healing for everyone else. So that's what I'm going to work on. The energy of desperation for attention is almost like a tiger skin. It's like orange and black. And there's almost this clawing energy, like, please give it to me, give it to me. And then I'm noticing that spirits in female bodies hold desperation in their creative energy. So I'm just going to ground that too. Okay. I'm going to fill you in with gold sun. And then Supreme Being is telling me to fill you in with a gold sun of love. Okay, very good. I have another question. Let's see. Can I get a healing on my relationship space? Specifically, me finding my neutrality, please. Yes. There's a transmedium issue that I believe is part of what is bothering you. And what I mean by that is that your husband partner is allowing other entities to come in and go out and probably has no idea that's happening. And what I see is that your frustration is that sometimes you'll have him in the body, and then other times you'll have a completely different being in the body who responds to you very differently. And when I look at your patients, I think that if you start learning how to recognize when he's in his body and when there's another being in his body, that could help you determine when is a good time to talk to him and when is not. And I don't know how open he is to communication, whether he would be open to hearing that he has energy in his space. But that is something that I'm looking at, and I'm going to give you a healing on that. I'm also giving your husband a healing. The other thing too that I see as I'm doing this healing is that when you're frustrated with him, you're in your second or third chakras. So a little trick would be, if you can remind yourself when you're frustrated to come up to the center of your head where you have more neutrality. But that's what I see, is that you're down in your lower chakras when you get frustrated and upset. Okay, you brought in some nice orange gold. I'm going to go ahead and fill you in and fill your husband in. Okay, very good. Thank you for that question. I have another question here. I had a wonderful and safe trip to Egypt. Upon my return home, I became very ill. Urgent care diagnosed and treated me for traveler's UTI kidney infection. I'm feeling better, but can you please check on my kidneys and urinary tract health and give them a healing? Yes, and I actually looked at this briefly before we started tonight. And let me take a look at it again. I have to say your kidneys looked like they got dehydrated, and they're bouncing back, but there's still some energy, maybe the energy of infection. I'm not saying it's still the infection, but the energy of infection is still coming out of your ureters, which I actually have my atlas here. So I've got the page I'm going to show you. I still see some of this coming out of your ureters right here. So continue to do whatever you're doing, and let me ground your whole body. Yeah, I'm clearing a really dark, heavy energy out of your kidneys. Some of it's pretty stubborn, I gotta tell you. Okay, it's starting to move now. I can see a little light, so I'm going to keep saying hello to the light and watch it grow. You're doing a good job moving out some very old energy too, by the way. So you're doing a good job healing yourself. I'm going to start filling you back in with gold now. Okay. Good job. And thank you for the question. All right, I'm going to go back. Let's see. Can you please check my stomach and third chakra? Yes. Well, your third chakra is off kilter. It's spinning kind of like whoa, whoa, whoa. So I would imagine things aren't going too well in your stomach. I'm going to work on the chakra and then ground your intestines. You have little BB type things in your chakra, and I don't know what that is. I mean, they look like little hardened balls of energy. I'm going to see if I can move them out. Okay, well, that's good. They come out. And now I'm working on the spin of your chakra. And now I'm going to just do a little repair work. There's like a crack in there. Okay. I'm going to fill you in with gold now. Your third chakra is spinning a lot better now. It's smooth. It's probably going to take a while for it to get spinning really fast, but it's starting to go smoothly now. Okay. Thank you for that request. All righty. Can you help my oldest son and his father's relationship and communication? Yes, I'll ground them both and work on their communication line. This is a hard one because the father has a lot of really dark energy in his space that goes everywhere with him. So this is actually part of the issue with the son, is the energy that he has to be in when he is around his dad. And I could clear it, but the dad would bring it right back into his space the next day. So I'm going to ground your son's space when he's with his dad, and work on that communication line. There's a lot of punishment coming out of that communication line. Okay, that's better. It's not fantastic, but it's better. And there's a back and forth now in that communication line. I got the punishment out and grounded his space with his dad. So I'm going to fill him in with gold. All right. Thank you for that request. And I think what I'm going to do for everybody is do a relationship healing, regardless of whether it is a intimate one or a child or a partner. I'm just going to clean out everybody's relationship space. A lot of white and pearl gray energy coming out. And there's a lot of confusion coming out, like places where you're confused about the relationships you're in. That confusion tends to be more for romantic relationships. And I would say the bulk of you create your relationships in the heart chakra. And I would just suggest to you maybe consider creating them from the sixth chakra, because when you create your relationships in your fourth chakra, this heart chakra, it tends to turn into obligation when it's time to exit the relationship, when that cycle is done. So it's a cleaner, more neutral space to create your relationships from the center of your head. And I'm going to ask Supreme Being to fill this space in with love, because everybody wants love. I see that in this space. And the vibration of love is coming in at a really deep yellow gold. And then there's also this sparkling, kind of looks like white, sparkling white coming in. Okay. Thanks for the request. All right. We are going on a vacation this weekend. Can you please put some light around our motorhome so we have a safe trip? We'd love to. I have to tell you that the energy on your motorhome is already happy. Like it's like when I look at it, it's a happy space. Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing with the energy, the way you have it. There's a little bit of disappointment in there, and I think the disappointment is from your son. I'm not sure what the disappointment is about, but I found it in there, just grounding it out. Okay. The motorhome has been set at gold, and so is your trip, and I hope you have a great time. All right, thank you. Can you please take a look at my left knee again and see if it looks like it is healing? I've been using stem cell patches for about a week, and it seems a tiny bit better, but is still bothering me. Are these helping? You know what? To the person who wrote this, could you please remind me what the original problem was? just write it in the next few minutes, and then I'll get back to your question, next question. But so that I know what it is that you're healing. I know it's your knee, but what was the problem? Thank you. Okay. Can you help with my runny nose? I will try. Let's see what we can do. The first thing I see about your runny nose is that you have a lot of energy in your telepathic channels, especially right up here in your sinuses. I ground that. And you also have, like, also in your telepathic channels, I see a lot of energy like under your eyes too. So this whole area is congested. Yeah, it's interesting. Where the energy is draining from is here, like kind of back in there. That's where I see it. Okay, got it grounding. It might take a day, but it is grounding. And you released a lot of energy from your channels. So let me fill you in with gold. And you know what I notice when I fill you in with gold is it's hard to get it into your feet. So that might be something that you focus on, is bringing your gold suns all the way down to the bottom of your legs into your feet, and imagine that it's going into your toes, because it wasn't. So that's what I would make that be like your focus for a week, bringing golden suns down into your toes. Okay, thanks for your request. And unless you have a runny nose, I don't think I can do a healing for you for everybody. So I'm going to go check to see if the other person. Thank you. Okay. All right. So taking a look at the left knee, it was from a fall, and see if it looks like it's healing. It's healing, but there's definitely some energy I could get out of there. There's still some dark energy in there. Excuse me. I don't don't know if this part is sore, but there's a lot of energy under the patella. It's like brown. So I'm working on that. Oh, good. It's just like you popped the energy just now. Okay, that's flowing much better now. I would pay attention to your energy channels, your earth channels is what I meant, and make sure that you're using those channels and flow and bringing earth energy up every day to make sure that the energy is flowing through that knee. But it's moving now. And you cleared a lot of that dark energy. So good job. And thanks for filling me in on the rest of that story. Okay. I have an anxiety and tightness in my chest. Can you please check it? Also feeling nauseous. What was it? Anxiety and light. Okay, I see the anxiety. I'm not sure what you mean by lightness in the chest, but I know what you mean by anxiety, and I'm right on it. It's a thick, waxy-looking, gray, white, kind of mottled-looking energy. I'm grounding your nervous system. The reason I'm quiet for so long is it just takes a lot of concentration when I'm working on the nervous system. And I'm helping you ground that, and then we're going to flush it with some calm, cool blue. Ooh, good job. Bringing in a really pretty blue into your whole nervous system right now. It's almost like a blue purple. It's beautiful. Good. Good job. You're starting to ground that now. Okay, I'm going to fill you in with a big gold sun. And thanks for writing in the rest of that, the tightness. And you filled in with a beautiful orange gold. Now what I'm going to do for everyone is clear any anxiety that you have. So you're going to get an anxiety healing. Wow, this is really thick energy. So just give me a moment here to see if we can ground it. A lot of the anxiety is fear of other people. It's doing a great job, though. It's coming out. We're getting a good release. Okay, now I'm going to flush the nervous system with blue. All right. So that was a good request. Thank you very much. Let me go back. Let's see. I am in a new a relatively new relationship, and I am realizing that I have a lot of trust issues that are residual from my previous marriage. Can you help to heal some of my issues and trust and open me up to forgiveness? Okay. The issue with your trust is that there's a lot of other people's energy on it. So when you go to look for your own information on trust, you're hitting a lot of foreign energy. So it's hard for you to kind of zero in on your information, which makes you question whether you can trust or not. I'm going to work with you to help you ground that. Moving a lot of your ex-husband's energy out of this space. You know, I'll add something. There are a lot more decisions that you're having to make for yourself now. And when I look at it, that is affecting your trust, because how can I say this? Well, let me say this. Being single has put you in a space where you have to make a lot of decisions for yourself. And it's forcing you to learn how to trust. But that trust space has been violated. And I do see where it's hard for you to trust. So let me just keep working on this for a minute. You are starting to bring in forgiveness now. It's a beautiful orange gold. And the energies that I was looking at that were affecting your information on trust are gone. They've been grounded. And when I look at your vibration of trust, it's back to like a bright yellow. So it's a nice clear vibration. So that was a good request. Thank you. I think I'm going to give everybody a trust healing now. I like that one. It's a lot of like billowing clouds, gray coming out. There are a lot of you that use your mother as a benchmark for trusting. I'm not saying everyone, but I definitely see that in here. Like, well, I can trust my mom. That's sort of who that's the standard by which I hold somebody to trust. So I'm just saying that, what am I saying? Lost my train of thought. Never mind. I'm going to go back to the healing. There's a lot of things that I have to remember when I'm doing this. Sorry, I do lose my train of thought sometimes. Now, some of you have your faith information mixed in with your trust information. They're two totally different vibrations. Faith is not trust, and trust is not faith. So I'm going to separate those. So may I make a suggestion as far as like who your benchmark for trust might be? A mom is a good idea, but I might suggest that Supreme Being be a place where you can go for your trust. Boy, this was a good one. There's a lot of energy in everybody's trust space. A lot of distrust from romantic relationships coming out, but also issues like trusting business deals, money transactions. Okay. Well, that was good. That was a good healing. Filling that in. Okay. I think I'm on the last one. My mom has been suffering from concerning respiratory issues for 3 weeks and extreme fatigue. Any healing help for her would be incredibly appreciated. You know what would help me is if you would write her name for me, please. There's like a 50-second delay. So I'm going to start working on her, but it would help if you could write her name in, please. Thank you. Thank you. Do you know if it's that RSV or is it COVID? Because it's sticky and tacky in her lungs, like COVID. And it's so raw inside. So if anything, if I can do anything, it will be helping her with the inflammation and the rawness. I also see that your mom is tired and tired of her routine in life. And maybe getting sick is giving her some space to look at what she wants to do to change it. Because I do see her very tired of her routine. Well, that is some persistent energy that she's got in her lungs. It's moving. It's slow. Yeah, it's like trying to ground glue and get glue to release. It is moving, but it's very thick. I'm going to ask my psychic surgeon to come in real quick and take a look. He's taking these things that look like red saucers out of her lungs. All right. And then he filled them with the beautiful gold, kind of like the color of the sunflowers here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill you in, or fill your mom in, excuse me. Yeah, I think that's going to help her. That helped move some. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. I'm going to do one last healing for everybody. everybody's going to get a happiness healing now to wrap up the evening. And thanks for hanging in there with me. So let's all get happy. You know, when I look at you, really your natural state is one of joy and amusement and happiness. So that's like at the core. And then there's all this foreign energy around it. So I'm just going to try to ground the core. And the biggest energy coming out right now is disappointment. And that's a red-brown. And what is disappointment really? Disappointment comes from not getting your expectations. So a good thing to do might be to put your expectations in a rose and blow them up so that that space can stay neutral. So a lot of other people's emotions coming out. And I say that because other people will dump their emotions in your space. And if you're not paying attention, then you start to think that those emotions are yours and you match them. And then before you know it, you're grumpy and crabby and cranky. And it has nothing to do with you or your life. It's just other people's energy. So I am finding a lot of other people's energy in your happiness space. This is cool. It's like clearing up really quickly now. And there's a lot of bright yellow gold coming in. So I think the trick to that healing was to get everybody else out, everybody else's emotions out of your happiness space, because now that's come up to a really bright yellow gold. Okay, I'm going to fill you in. And may it be with the blessing of divinity that this seek and you will find tonight be complete. Amen. Thank you for joining me for this. And if you'll just give me a minute, I got to find my calendar. Our next event is going to be a family healing on Tuesday the 14th. And that should be really good. I'm looking forward to that. And then a week from tonight is next steps and growth periods. That's going to be a great class for you to smooth out your growth periods, learn about them, and set the energy for your next step. So I'm looking forward to that. And then later on in the month, we have a money healing. Yay! So that's what's coming up. And I hope you enjoyed your healings tonight. Got my eyes on you. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.